a good clap.
I know, it was solid.
Nicely done.
That's what I'm here for. That's all I got.
Alrighty, so I am pleased to have the Bastard Sons of Texas, the Whiskeydick boys, here with me today.
Oh, yeah.
Very happy to have you. If you guys could, for the folks at home, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, let's see. I'm Fritz, and that's Reverend Johnson. And we're in a band called Whiskeydick from Fort Worth, Texas. And we've been playing music together about 15 years. And touring for the last almost 8 years, all over the States and in Europe. And we got 6 studio album releases right now, and we're working on the 7th, getting there.
Cool.
But yeah, we just come from metal bands and started jamming and hanging out together a long time ago, and writing music together, and been doing it ever since, and loving it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, something that we really kind of dig into, and me personally, I take a lot of importance in, or find a lot of importance in rather, is like where music comes from and the history and sort of genealogy of music. And in your own words, what do you think is some of the most important American music that's out there today? And where could one find such a thing?
In today's music, yeah. Well, it's not the radio, I can tell you that.
Fucking A.
There's no soul in that stuff that they play on the radio.
Yeah.
You really got to get out to the shows and see the live shows where the bands are doing their thing. The original bands are out there beating the streets and playing in dive bars and shit like that. That's where the real music is these days.
Absolutely.
At least that's what I've discovered.
Yeah, fucking A, yeah.
Totally.
Where do you guys think you see this roots music scene going? If that is sort of the umbrella term for it, like the roots revival, Americana scene, where do you see that going in the next couple of years?
It is kind of an umbrella because there's a whole bunch of different genres mixed together, and it's progressed over the last 10 years. There's just more and more original bands tapping into that stuff that they grew up on, that their parents listened to, and then integrating it into what they listen to. And I think it's just going to keep evolving. There's so many really badass bands out there and doing the roots, like you said, the umbrella thing. Yeah. But I think it's just going to progress, as it's even in Europe. We've noticed it's just now starting to catch on over there. So if that's the case with that, it's got a lot of room to grow.
Absolutely.
I believe it's got a lot of room to grow. I don't know if it'll ever take over the whole mainstream thing, because that's all controlled and whatever. But who gives a shit about that?
I was about to say, it's probably for the better
who gives
if it
a
never...
rat's ass about that shit.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, I believe get out to the shows. You go to these bars where these bands are touring and doing their thing and sleeping in their vans and doing it because they love it. You feel that more.
Absolutely.
So it definitely got more room to grow. I don't see it ever stopping.
Absolutely. And if I may add, I definitely think things like American music that are so entwined with like just the spirit of a whole country of people. I think it's hard for anything like that to be anything but timeless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Hank Williams records can still grab people today.
Yeah. Timeless is a perfect word, because it's like people can write songs that they'll fade away, but classics, those are timeless, right?
The human element.
You don't want to write the number one hit. You want to write the classics. Honesty is what makes honesty. It's what lasts. If you're real, then that's why Hank Williams' songs are standing out today. It might not be the most musically written stuff, but the honesty of his lyrics, people can relate to it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
There's a sign inside here in Tootle's right now that says, music is what feelings sound like. And I think if somebody actually taps, because that's how we feel. I took a picture of it and posted it, because I'm like, damn, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all about, if it comes from here, you can feel it. I can feel it. Everybody can feel it. That's genuine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can tell when someone's playing from the heart, or if they're just playing up there to fucking be noticed, or it's like
play pretend.
You can play for 0 or 5,000. We play the same show.
Absolutely.
you know, it's like this is our therapy. We have to do this, you know.
I definitely feel that. I feel like, and without getting too high brain about stuff, I feel like we live in a place where there's not a lot of ways to express yourself earnestly.
And that's true. And like,
you can find yourself in trouble. Really.
Oh yeah.
And I try to tell people, man, since you know the human race has been born, you know, we've all danced to a beat.
Oh yeah.
It might be a different beat, but music has the one common denominator we all have. You know.
Yeah. I think one of the craziest things I've ever heard about the nature of music is somebody said, I don't remember who, but someone said music is the language of the spiritual. Yeah. And I think once you get a bunch of people under a tent, everybody's feeling the same vibes. Yeah. I think that's the most tangible thing in the world to see that.
And that's a big focal point too of like the I don't know, the scene or the roots umbrella like we were talking about is it is that connection with, hey, we've met before, let's jam, like, you know, whatever. It's all about the music.
Oh yeah.
And the feeling and the vibe you get from it, and sharing that. Like, there's no I'm better than you or anything like that. It's all, we all on that same level.
Right. There's no pretension. From what I've seen, I mean, what other top tier bands like you guys? You know, I'm not even kissing ass. Like you guys, Road Dogs, still doing it today, would take the time to talk to somebody like me, just to open them for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we're music fans first, man. Like we watch all the bands, you know. We got taught a long time ago, man, if you play a show, you know, you're there to see the first band, you leave till the last band's done.
Fucking A, yeah.
You know, so we try to stick to that, to our guns as much as we can.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some festivals that started, you know, way early or something, but we always try. We feel bad if we don't make it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we just did a festival a couple weeks ago, and the first, you know, we were headlining it with the first band went on at 2 p.m., so we drove 5 hours and made it.
Fucking A, hell yeah.
So.
I think we're all after the same goal, and that is to express ourselves through music and being artists and
supporting each other.
Having that release, and we have to support each other.
You know, if
we don't, I don't think we have the backing of a corporation at our at our benefit. You know,
shit no.
And if everybody, you know, joins the same fight, you know, that's how the scene begins.
Absolutely.
You know, when everybody's supporting each other, you know. That's the beauty of it, you know. I mean, if it wasn't for music, I'd be, you know, unsociable in a bedroom still, you know. I wouldn't be out, you know.
We're all just nerds anyway.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We're all a bunch of nerds.
Hell yeah.
We just look a lot cooler than we did.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just talking about that. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's true.
Oh man.
But it's definitely a wild ride, man. You know, I know a lot of bands ask us how do you know, get to where you're at, and I'm just like, man, you just got to do it. That's what we were told. Like, you just have to go do it. Like, how do you tour? Just go.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, that was the best advice. Like, you know, you just learn on your own and go for it. And you know, as long as you're doing this slowly, that's good.
Hell yeah.
You know, you never want to go boom, because then you go drop.
I definitely think persistence, from what I've seen, like observing other people, persistence, I think, is probably the best quality.
You see the Road Dogs, you've seen the people that have, you know, and they're still here.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
A lot of the band, we've been doing it for, you know, almost 15 years. We've known a lot of the bands that have been around still for probably 13 or 12 of those years.
Yeah, it's the music that drives, you know, the release that you get from it, everything all involved, that's the drive. That's what keeps us going. The Reverend said this several times in a quote, like, we're searching for something, and if we find it, we might just kill over and die.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah,
but searching for it is what is.
If I find it, I wonder if you do find it, then that's when you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Check out, you know.
Yeah. I feel like there's an inherent, that's so amazing that you guys say that, because I feel like there's an inherent, like, genetic yearning inside every artist, man. And like, I always wonder where that comes from. Yeah. You know, all I do is just try to follow that as much as I can.
Me too. I still wonder where it comes from. I'm just glad it's there.
Yeah, absolutely. Gives you something to do.
Yeah.
It keeps me focused, man.
Yeah.
Because I could be doing a lot worse shit, I think.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, with that, I think that's fantastic. I really appreciate you guys talking to me. Don't want to take you over any longer.
I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
I'm stoked for the show tonight too.
Hell yeah. You guys have anything you want to shout out? Shout out Rusty Knuckles,
oh,
the boys.
Rusty Knuckles, come on.
Red Rumor.
Hell yeah.
Oh, no.
All right.
Headphone Guitars.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks.
Anybody open wants to sponsor me, I'm totally, hey, listen, free agent, don't worry about it.
But most important is like everybody that's going to see this or whatever, For real, get out and see the shows. Go check out the bands, support them. If you don't have, a bunch of money, it doesn't matter. Just get out and get some music in your soul.
The scene becomes one big family. That's the best part about it. We're all friends. Everybody you see, the people in the crowd, you end up knowing. It's all open arms, man. There's nothing better.
It's probably the strongest sense of community I've seen, I think, ever anymore.
Yeah.
Especially with whatever the roots music scene or whatever you want to call it. It's amazing. Like I said, there's no pretension. There's no. It's just all honesty and people working hard. Yep. There's no hoity-toity artist types, whatever you want to call it. Just real motherfuckers.
You lose that hoity-toity pretty quick if you've been on the road for
yes.
Yeah. Wait till you don't shower for 2 weeks. Nobody wants to talk to you. You just smell like cheese and toenails.
Totally normal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change that part for a bit.
Yeah.
We had to take some time off last year for some surgeries and a fucking bullshit Dodge issue, but man, I was sitting there. I hit him up. I was like, man, I missed our bathroom being at fucking Love's. I missed the trucker smell. I was like, sad you missed shit like that. And just play it again, man. This tour's been fucking awesome.
What are some of the more interesting spots you guys have hit this tour so far?
Well, we've hit a lot of some of our normal spots, just because we haven't seen our folks out there in a minute, so we had to get out and get back out and see them. But we've had some new spots that we're hitting. I'd say the most interesting. That's a tough one.
It is. Most interesting, I think, show we had was fucking. We didn't know it was a surprise, but Ricky Rackman used to host. He fucking threw a birthday party for his lady and had it at our show.
Oh my
we got
God!
to meet Ricky Rackman last weekend. I was like, holy crap!
That's crazy.
Man. I grew up watching Headbangers Ball. I never thought this part of my life. Like, it was pretty cool. Nicest dude too, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I always hear he's pretty chill.
Yeah.
Super good dude.
So that was pretty wild. I was like, damn.
I was not expecting that, to be completely honest. That's funny.
We weren't either. It was kind of the day of.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh shit, okay. We all were like, can we get a shower? Because we gotta get pretty for Ricky.
Yeah. You don't want to come half step into Ricky Rackman. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was cool. Man.
That's fucking awesome.
That was a good one though.
That was, and then Wizard of Blizzard.
Oh god.
Yeah, normal tour stuff.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You're blizzard one day and it's 90 degrees the next day somewhere.
It's been good, man. We're glad to be back out doing it because it is what we love to do.
Absolutely.
We feel empty inside without doing it, so we need it in our lives, one way or the other.
Yep.
So,
honestly,
the best feeling in the world playing.
Hell yeah. I can agree with that. I definitely think that
It's a drug all on its own. You're in a dream world.
Yeah.
I know when I play, like, sometimes I'm like, man, I don't even know what happened.
I was talking to somebody. I was talking to a chick about the first time I ever played. It was like at this little open mic in Columbus, and I was mortified. Right, I was shaking. I had the shakes. First time I ever played in front of anybody, and I just remember feeling how hot the lights are and how I couldn't see anything, and it felt like I was like
could fall out.
That A, and then B. It was just like this is such a strange womb of energy that you almost are completely disconnected from at the same time. It's so crazy.
Vulnerable. You're very vulnerable up there.
I think there's a certain degree of hapless bravery that's required to even attempt to do personal, meaningful music.
Balls to get up in front. That's like anybody gets up in front of a crowd and expresses themselves. It takes a lot of courage.
Have your heart on your sleeve right there,
Respect that.
Because people aren't always super receptive to everything.
Right. Yeah, that's all right.
And that's okay. That's what it's supposed to be. Music, it's not supposed to touch everybody, It's supposed to have an emotion, Every emotion. Anger, laughter, crying, whatever. If it fucking strikes you and you don't like it, you're just like, it struck a nerve, and that's art, no matter what.
I think I agree 120%. Hell yeah. Well, Got any additional things to say, fellas? Got any?
Yeah, shit.
Hell yeah.
Like
Have fun and live life, man.
Yeah, get out and support the bands and get some music in your soul and your life.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Better than Fruit Loops.
Yeah, fucking A. We're here with Whiskeydick. We're tearing it down tonight. I love these guys. Thank you so much. We'll get back to you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.